actually is a good evening for you, Yoda. I am trying to quickly eat breakfast before I get a headache. I wanted to chat today about anyone that can in the chat feel comfortable sharing vulnerably their things. I'm a certified hypnotherapist and I'm quite intuitive and I'm quite good at looking at situations and helping my clients navigate. So I wanted today to ask, hey Yoda, I wanted to ask people, what is something that they feel is holding them back? So I could give a little Lisa chat. Yoda, it might just be you in the chat by yourself, like last week. I so badly want to eat. Hold on, let me get a knife. Hold on. Okay. So, Yoda, do you have anything? I mean, I know you've been through a lot these last few months. Life has been really lifing for you, Yoda. But this will only work if it's interactive and there's nobody chatting it up. So I guess I'll just have to babble to myself. What about your health? I thought those were your abs. That photo of you, Yoda, your abs be abbing, so your health looks great. Oh. Okay, wait, hold on. This is a book that I use with my hypnosis clients. It references body ailments like lung issues, lymph problems, malaria, menopause, menstrual, migraine. That was just the M's. So it has a spine section, like literal spinal misalignment section, Yoda. So let's give you a one-on-one Lisa session today since no one else is here. Okay, it's a little dark in here. It's very rainy, dreary, dark, gray, gloomy, yucky today. Or else we would have been outside. Thank you, keeping it 100. Okay, so Yoda, I'm curious, do you know which vertebrae? Like, this book is, like, I'm the right person to talk to, Yoda. So talk to me. It's literally a special section. So this is no coincidence here that we're doing this, Yoda. No, tell me which. Don't think that this is woo-woo silly. Don't start with that. Just trust the process. Tell me the vertebrae and just see what it says. What could be the worst? What could go wrong? What could be the worst thing? Talk to me, because no one else is. You're getting a one-on-one session. I charge. Oh, Yoda left. How sad. He didn't want to talk about his spine. Oh, that's so sad. Does anybody want to talk about anything? I could talk about my dating life. Does anybody want to talk about that? Maybe it's too early. Maybe 9 a.m. is too early. I feel like everyone's just kind of lounging in bed. Nobody really wants to chat. Okay, all right. Lower back. You don't know which vertebrae? Okay. The coccyx means that you are out of balance with yourself and you're holding on blame of self and you're sitting on old pain. And the positive affirmation that the book recommends that you... Okay, we'll get to that. Let me finish the coccyx. Hold on. I bring my life into balance. So Yoda, this is the limiting belief. Who's calling me? I gotta put this. Sorry, we're back on D&D. Saw that. I thought you left. I was like, Yoda left because I asked about his spine. Okay, so how the book works is I'm a hypnotherapist. So it is my job to help you reprogram the way that you are processing your experiences and or preferences and choices, and we recode them like a computer. Your phone has a motherboard, your TV has a motherboard, your computer, like everything has a motherboard, your car, everything has a motherboard. You don't think that you have a motherboard? Anyways, so the book references a bunch of things like the brain, the breast, the breath, the bronchitis, eye problems, cataracts, astigmatism. Oh, I have astigmatism. What does that say? Ooh, it says something silly about me. So it says how do they word it in the book? Probable cause. So the limiting belief that you are feeling and thinking about yourself and the new thought pattern. So the probable cause for a coccyx is out of balance with yourself, holding on, blame of self, sitting on old pain. So the new belief, Yoda, you may want to write this down. I bring my life into balance by loving myself. I live in the moment of today and love who I am today. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me go. Just got an ad. An ad during my stream? How unfortunate. Okay, what was the ad for? Curious what they're selling during my stream. And then let me look up high white blood cell count. So I would go to the blood section. This book is like $10, by the way. Anybody can get it on Amazon. This is not like a secret book that only witches know about. Okay, let me go to blood. Blood problems. Okay, anemic, leukemia, and clotting. You don't have any of those, right? I don't know what a high white sports betting. Yeah, interesting. Okay, blood test with high white blood cell. What would I look that up? It's not under blood. I guess white cells? Like, I don't know. No, it says white heads. What's another word? High blood cell count was excessive gym. Those are those abs that you got rocking there, Yoda. I don't know where in the book high, whatever that's called. I don't know. This is because when I go to, there's blood pressure, high, hypertension, and low, but that's not the same thing, I think. I was just realizing something about myself and I was going to go back and read it. And now I can't remember what I found out about myself. I was like, oh yeah, I have that. I wonder what it means. And now I can't think of it. I don't know. Does anybody else have anything? I'm going to keep looking. But Yoda, ever since I changed the messaging to members only, it's just me and you. I'm going to Google high blood cell count meaning. Maybe there's another word. Oh, leukocytis. I don't know how to pronounce that. L-E-U. I don't believe in drugs. Stop taking that. No, I'm just kidding. Don't listen to me. I'm not a doctor. L-E-U-K. Honestly, you guys, if I have a headache, I eat, I drink a glass of water, or I take a nap. I don't want to take anything. If I have a migraine, I will take caffeine. Like, you don't need to take things in a pill. The hospital was convinced my immune system was destroying itself. I was prescribed immunosuppressive medical. So I couldn't go out in public in case I felt ill. That's wild. Okay, it's on the internets. I'm a hippie. Literally, my video this week is modern day hippie makeup, and it's like nothing. So, I'm trying to look up L-E-U-K. There's a word on the internets that is this white blood cell thing, and it's not in the book either. Maybe I go to blood cell. No, I already looked up blood, didn't I? Yeah, it's just, well, problems with your blood means represents joy in the body flowing freely. So I am the joy of life. It just sounds like you're just not happy, Yoda. That makes me sad. How can you not be happy? You live stream with Lisa at least once a week. You know, I'm like just like a beaming ray of sunshine with rainbows coming out of my ears. Okay, you don't have an immune system? Let's look up immune system. Ugh. Why are none of these words in here? Oh, okay, okay. All right. What would another word for immune system? Immune, it's that same word. Immunological, or the lymphatic. So yeah, that's what I wanted to look up for myself too. So let's look at this together. Lymphatic. Lymph problems. A warning that the mind needs to be recentered on the essentials of life and joy. So the new belief that you need to start telling yourself is, I am now totally centered in the love and joy of being alive. I flow with life. Peace of mind is mine. I did have a thought yesterday about how I think the comparative conundrum of social media is what's causing people to really feel sick. It is none of my business what you do with your life, and it's none of your business what I do with my life. It's this whole body autonomy, and I find it fascinating that on the daily we are checking in on a system, social media, to see people's lives and in a constant state of comparison. Like it's a constant, oh, wow, they're on this vacation and I've never been there. I can't go there. Or I don't have the money for there. Or, you know, or I went there and I didn't like it. Like it's just a constant comparison. And I do believe, you know, that's intentional because then it keeps you wishing to buy things to be in competition with the competition or do your own version. And instead of just like existing and resting and being at peace, I think a lot of men, no shade, Yoda, a lot of men use the gym and fitness as like a band-aid for the emotional within. Just like I feel like women do the same, but women also are more like with makeup and hair and outfits. Like women tend to be more performative with the exterior when the interior is not well. So my thought that I was reflecting on yesterday was, it's none of my business what anyone thinks of me, and I'm on my own journey. So it doesn't matter that someone is ahead of me. Like I see creators making content that I could explain for 18 hours straight. So like we have the same knowledge, but they have millions of followers, and I find them to be very boring. And I find them to be performative, and I'm like, why is my channel not growing? Like, why am I not, at 4 million followers? So it's definitely a comparative ping. But then I remember that person hasn't lived any of my life. That person hasn't been through the same journey as me. That person, we're not the same. So just because that person has something doesn't mean that I need to have that something to feel complete. But it's that comparative aspect of your subconscious mind where you see someone else and you desire the things that they have, because it's that competitive, it's human, it's internal. Right. See, you get it. Oh man. Those of us in the healing space, I swear we have the most jerked around immune systems and gut. I don't know what your human design is, Yoda. If you ever looked it up, I'm happy to look it up now. Hello, Murat. Long time no see. But for me, my human design deals with the gut. Like the gut for me and my human design, I'm supposed to listen to my gut. That is the main navigational system of my vessel that I am intuitively to listen to. So for decades of not listening to my gut, not trusting my gut, it's literally a saying, you guys, trust your gut. I got really sick and I developed celiac disease, and then I had H. pylori and SIBO and candida and all these really gnarly gut microbiome malfunctioning, disoriented levels, because when you don't listen to your internal navigation system, I believe you get sick. So when you've suffered like Yoda, you've had years of trauma, you, in a sense, intuitively knew something in the environment or the experience was causing distress, dis-ease, and disorder. So when when you're unaware that you have superpower, superhuman capabilities, and you are intuitive, and you could read the room, and you could read the people, and you could read the situations, you don't want to question other people's intentions. You don't want to be a mean, distrustful, hateful, vengeful person by like, well, I don't know for sure that this person's bad or this situation's bad. So even though I'm feeling heat in my body, or I'm feeling anxiety, or I'm feeling sweating, or, stomach flips or stomach knots, or heavy or tired, like these are all characteristics I feel when someone or something or an experience is not great. But for my first probably 30 something years of my life, I didn't want to be a bad person by judging this situation and this scenario just because my body was doing something. Like, what's wrong with my body? Other people like this person. So I don't want to be the one to like call it out because my body is being weird, right? Subconsciously, we blame the body. We're like, why is the body freaking out? Instead of being like, oh, my body's telling me something. And I don't have to go along with what everybody else is thinking is great. I want to listen to my body. And I think that's a really big thing that nobody really touches on. I think your body keeps the score. That's another book that's very similar to this one. but you are the ecosystem. Like, you are the petri dish in which you exist. So if your vessel, your body, it's like your car when you're driving and someone walks in front of your car or opens the door by your car, or you get close to the curb, the car beep, 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 beep. You know, the newer cars do that. When you are in an environment or hanging out with people that may not have the best intentions for you and are being mischievous or deceptive, your body will tell you. But we are so conditioned to ignore our body's sensations that it causes us to get sick. So it makes sense, Yoda, that after you've had all this trauma and pain, that you have digestion issues, because your gut, likely your body, was sending you some sort of signal, and maybe you weren't aware that it was sending the signal, but I'm pretty sure it was sending a signal. Like when I was about to jump out of an airplane, my body was sending the signals, okay? My body, I did not want to jump out of that airplane. That man made me jump out of the airplane, and the whole time down, I hated that man because I did not want, I literally wish I had never jumped out of that airplane, you guys. That was like probably one of the most traumatic experiences. I hated every second. I stopped breathing. I almost went unconscious. I didn't pull the thing. I felt like I had done the dumbest thing I had ever done in my life. And that was not a fun experience for me. Hey, Maury. So, you know, your body will tell you, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. This isn't great. And, you know, we're conditioned to like, just do it and try and, you know, don't listen to that. And, you know, take a chance and all that stuff. And while I support taking opportunities and chances and going outside the box and being different, I think that there are people in our life that, you know, trigger things. And then we're sick for quite a long time while the body recovers from that sensation. So, yeah. I am a huge fan of this book. I use it with every hypnosis client that I have. And what's wild is I will be, you know, talking with someone, even at like just a coffee, and they'll be like, oh, you know, everyone in my family gets, you know, appendicitis. And I'm like, really? Because like, I don't know a single person that's had appendicitis. And they're like, oh, every woman in my whole family. Oh, I never do shorts, but thank you. I'm having a conversation with you, Yoda. No one else is talking to me. This is supposed to be interactive, so please respond. I want to hear from you. But back to my story. This woman was like, every woman in my family gets appendicitis. And I was like, that's so random because like, I don't know anybody. So I came home and I was like, hey, you know, do you have a fear of life by chance? Like, does that resonate? And she'd be like, oh my God, yeah, me and my mom and my sister, we talk about this all the time. Like, we fear blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, interesting, because that belief is probably causing the appendicitis, which sounds so banana cuckoo, right? But if you could just change the thought that you have about something and then not get appendicitis, isn't that worth trying? Like, what's the harm in trying? And it's wild because as I'm reading through these, like, I recently had candida. I was having like bacterial overgrowth again. And the description was feeling very scattered, lots of frustration and anger. And I was supposed to change it to, I give myself permission to be all that I can be and deserve the very best in life. I love and appreciate myself and others. And it was confirmed by my physical therapist that I had a lot of heat in my hips. Like I had a lot of, and that emotions are kept in the hips. Therefore, I had a lot of rage in my hips. At the same time, I had candida, which is linked to having anger. And at the time, it was the beginning of eclipse season. And I was shedding, I don't know if you guys are familiar. The eclipse just happened again on Friday. Eclipse seasons are in prehistoric times, people did not worship the eclipses. They hid from the eclipses because they found them to be very scary. Because like a dark entity covered the sun and it freaked them out. So traditionally, eclipses are a time of being internal and, you know, being with family and kind of like being safe and cutting off things. So there's been 2 eclipses in 1 month recently, one in Leo, one in Pisces. Pisces just happened on Friday a few days ago. And it's causing a lot of people to be very, break, like cut, like dissolve, shut, close, distance, walk away, which is the whole, in my opinion, point of eclipse seasons. So I wanted to host today, I only have like 10 more minutes, about patterns and beliefs that you may have. And, oh, that's crazy. National storage and an ad for water pumps. Does it like cover my face when the ad runs? Like, how does that work? I don't really understand. I don't get these ads. If you're curious what I'm eating a cucumber and pieces of cheese. Normally I would eat the cucumber like it was an apple. Wild, you can't see me. Or can you still hear me? That's wild, you've already had 3 ads. And it's only been 26 minutes. I guess 26 minutes is a long time. I used to grow up like basically on a farm, and we would just like pick up cucumbers and eat them off the vine. No, you can't hear me. Interesting. All of my jewelry is Missouri. I don't know if I can link Missouri right now. Doesn't look like they are in the YouTube shopping. Oh, they are. Let's see if I can put my earrings so you can buy them. Okay. There you go. I just pinned some of my jewelry. I kind of miss the comments that were wild, like not the crazy wild ones, but I like miss people that weren't subscribers commenting so that it could be more interactive. Because I really would love to chat with the people. But anyways, cucumber is my favorite vegetable. Is watermelon? Yeah, watermelon's a fruit. Or is it a melon? Melon is a fruit. I probably should know these things. Oh, oops. I had my mouse upside down, so it was like... What do you mean it's really full on? I don't understand what that means. Is watermelon considered a fruit or a melon? I mean, I know a melon is part of the fruit family. Watermelon is botanically considered a fruit, but it belongs to the melon and the gourd family, making it both a fruit and a vegetable. Boom! Just like cucumbers! That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, maybe next chat we open the chat comment section because I do find allowing people to get to know me with questions is really important. But the horrible people, I mean, where did they even come from? Like, how do they wake up like that? I don't know. But I just learned something about fruit and melons that I thought I knew, but I just got major confirmation. It was wild. Yesterday I was getting ready for bed, and sometimes before bed I like will listen to TikTok. Honestly, Yoda, how do we get there? That's why your ads are all boy stuff. How do we get me there? Honestly, let me look at my demographics right now. It's just, I don't understand. And I do these calls and I call them ladies and I'm like, hey ladies, bring me your info ladies. Let's talk about makeup ladies. And it ain't the ladies. Okay, let's go into my channel. I guess so. It's taking a long time though, Yoda. It's been a very long time. Okay, where am I going? Let's go to analytics. Audience. It will eventually happen. Definitely. Okay, it's thinking right now. My monthly audience is 23,000 people, which is wild to think about. Currently, 80% of my viewers are new, so welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. I'm trying to find, here's gender. Okay. 13% women. I don't know what you mean by bully you. I have you live in the flesh right now. Only 50% of my people are in America. I find that interesting. Most of you are on a mobile phone. So we're like on FaceTime right now. %, of my subscribers have notifications on. Another interesting thing is the subscriptions. Like, most of my people are actually subscribed, which is a very high number. Not normally it's much lower % of viewers to subscribers. So I appreciate that. I don't really look at the DMs because there's so many people I don't know in there. It's not my thing. So it's not personal to you, is what I'm trying to say. Wow. Last month I made 295,000 impressions. That's wild. Okay, well, that's weird. 480 people use my content to remix. Interesting. I don't know what that means. It is a good sign. The content that YouTube suggests that I make is guided meditations, how to come back to yourself, the reason you can't stop thinking about that insult. Okay, weird. They want me to write, or they want me to make a video about Louise Hay, who's the author of this book. So that's pretty wild. So of those, I guess, 4, Yoda, I don't know why the delay, but of those 4, Yoda, let's skip Louise Hay. We don't even talk about her. Let's talk about these 3. A guided meditation, notes on coming back to your life, and the reason you can't stop thinking about that insult. Which of those 3 do you think I should make today for this week's episode? I guess we'll call it. You get to pick. Yoda, you get to pick. Or anyone else that's listening that wants to chime in. I value your thoughts and feedback. Would love to make... I'm here for the people. I want to give people what they want. Okay, Yoda, focus. The YouTube algorithm is recommending a bunch of video options for me to make. What people are looking for and, you know, new videos to inspire me to make my videos. So the videos are, oh, there's more, I see now. Okay. Guided meditation, a video about how to come back to yourself, which that to me just sounds very confusing. I don't know how you come back to yourself. You are yourself. Do they mean how do you stop performing and live your best life? Well, then you should get this book because this will tell you. Shameless plug. Or how to stop replaying the insult. Which of those 3 videos should I make? Should we make a poll? I have 2 minutes. Let's do a poll. Okay, which video? And you guys can vote. Oh, it's only yes or no. That's weird. Oh no, here it is. Guided meditation. Come back to you. And the third one, stop the insult. Okay. Apparently it has to sit on top of my face. I don't know why it has to live there, but it's waiting for your votes. I don't know what to do. I don't think that worked. I know, I don't think that worked. Let's see. I'm gonna do it again. I'm clearly new here. Oh, this cheese is so amazing. And then I just don't understand. Can you see it now? I think self-centered is the wrong way to say it. I think, which is so weird because actually, yeah, you want to be self-centered. But isn't that crazy how like we're taught to not be self-centered? But the way to peace and happiness is to be self-centered. The way that my mind just like exploded, that's wild. We are conditioned that narcissistic people that are focused are terrible, wrong people. And yes, I agree. Narcissists are terrible, wrong people. But the way to me living my happiest life right now is putting myself as a priority and self-loving myself and making myself the center. So self-centered isn't a bad thing. But when I read you say to be self-centered, I was immediately like, ew, because we're so conditioned to see that as like a negative, bad trait. The way my head is, this is content right now. That's a short right there, Yoda. That's a good soundbite. Although I'll never clip it. I'm not an electronical person. I love to speak. I love to get on a stage and do a topic. I could talk to someone at a coffee shop that I don't know for 15 hours about this content and give them loads of free advice that would change their life and make them reflect. I'm gonna give some wins that I forgot to give on Friday's win. And then I'm gonna go in 2 minutes. I know I keep saying that, but I have a Pilates class in literally 8 minutes. I went to a Sotheby's real estate conference. This poll is not working. Let's just get rid of it because no one's voting anyways. Went to a Sotheby's real estate conference and I was like, I need my Starbucks. I need my Starbucks. And the Starbucks was like 5 miles away. And there was like no Ubers around. And this guy was like, I'll drive you to the Starbucks. And I was like, I will buy you a Starbucks. He's like, I don't like Starbucks. I'm like, you're going to like this Starbucks. Man, this should be an ad for Starbucks. And it's just downstairs, so I don't have to go very far. And we went to the Starbucks. I bought him the Starbucks. He's like, I'm going to hate this. This is disgusting. Spoiler alert, he still drinks it 5 days later, almost every single day. And his wife calls it the Lisa. I'm dying. Anywho, he messaged me on Instagram. I'm going to pull up the messages right now. And he said to me, he ordered my book because he's a real one. And he said to me, Lisa, I still think about our conversation in the Starbucks. And I'm just thinking that he's like making a joke about the Lisa. And he goes, no, Lisa, I said something to myself and you corrected me. And he said, you gave me a hard time when I said out loud, I'm not that smart. And you told me to shut the fuck up. He literally. And I was like, OMG, I love that. Sorry if I said the F word, trying to keep it classy, but so glad it stuck. He said, you're the best. I'm much more careful what comes out of my mouth now. So like me on that random day getting Starbucks, bribing this man to drive me so that I could get my fix of caffeine. And he said this negative thing about himself not being smart and I shut him down. And sometimes we just need that one nice person to shut us down from talking shit about ourselves, from saying the mean things to ourselves that we would never let say to our best friend. We would never let say to our mother. We would never let someone say to us, someone that we love, but we say it to ourselves. And that's what my channel is helping you to reframe, reprogram, release, cut off, burn that ship to the ground. Like we don't do that in 2026 anymore. Words are magic. They are affirmations. Words are spells. What you speak is what you become. So you got to be careful what you're thinking and saying, what you're consuming, what you're observing, who you're hanging out with. So maybe you read some nice, lovely, warm, ooey gooey books that make you think differently about yourself, or maybe you study the disease and disorders that are going on in your body and you figure out what positive affirmations you need to start saying about yourself. Like I talked a lot about how I've had parasite and mold issues and fungus. Dealing with fungus is stagnating beliefs, refusing to release the past, letting the past rule today. And me letting go of the past and feeling joyous and free has been the most life-altering past year of my life. And was it the trip that caused me to feel that way? Or was it getting sick from the trip, coming home and having to literally rest and do nothing and learning that the internal navigating system, the internal way that I'm thinking, feeling, and living is what my ecosystem is. So if I am in disease and disorder, if I am not feeling well, I am not feeling well because I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well because I'm not feeling well. Does that make sense? Okay, bye. Thank you. Yes, words are seeds. I love that. That's so sweet. I'm sorry I have to go so quickly. Happy rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Yoda, thank you for being a real one and always here. Please let me know in the comment section when this posts some more content ideas that you'd like. Feel free to let me know what you want to learn and hear about because I'm here as a vessel to help humanity. Literally, truly, that is my purpose. That is my work. I'm not religious, but I feel like I have these Sunday sermons to kind of pep talk you for the week. I'm going to do one on Friday. I may do another one tomorrow, Monday. We'll see what my schedule allows. I don't know. Weird ads. Okay, bye everyone. Have a great day.